Hello, welcome back to another edition of All In Metals. Sorry, it's been a little bit over a week before I posted again, but again, it's been I've been watching the markets and seeing what's going on in this crazy world of ours. So, obviously, some of the biggest news lately is this Inflation Reduction Act, which is absolutely ridiculous, just by name alone, but just also by the fact that it has already been studied and proven that it would do nothing to help inflation. This act is something like $400 billion. And then a big chunk of this is $80 billion supposedly going to the IRS, and half of that to enforcement for the IRS, and the establishment of up to 87,000 new agents. Wow. So I was thinking about this earlier, and I was like, well, let's break this down, because obviously you throw a number out, it's like, okay, yeah, we have millions of people in the country, 87,000, that's a big number, but it's not large by the magnitude of our population. But to put this in perspective, think of it this way. At the 2020 census, we have roughly 3,143 counties in the United States. So on average, that's about 63 counties in each state. Now, some have more, some have less, obviously. Obviously, there's more population in some states than others, but on average, 63 counties. So you divide that out, and that equals about 27 new agents, 27 per county on average. First of all, I don't even know how many I have in my county currently, but there can't be that many. And secondly, when I think about the idea of having, 27 or probably more, just depends on the county. If you have a larger county, a larger population or metro area, you may have, 50, 100, 1,000 of the agents, and then some less populated may have, just a few. But even then, regardless, that's a lot of agents. It's almost comical. Obviously, the 10-year, 2-year inversion continues to widen. The inversion is now, I think, just over 45 basis points, maybe 46. And of course, there's, the 2 quarters negative GDP, which I mentioned in a prior video, that I was anticipating that we were likely in a technical recession by the definition, which, oh, by the way, they're all trying to change this definition of what a recession is anymore, yet we're all living through this and feeling the pains. So this Inflation Reduction Act also, I read numerous articles and studies already that have come out saying this would do more harm than good, so why pass it? Something bigger has got to be going on here. So I don't have the answer to that question, but I posed it out there. It's the whole what if and where do we go from here that I like to ponder and propose to you all to also question and think about. But obviously there's a lot going on with these type of bills. I also ponder to myself is I'm not voting for these things. I don't want these things, yet they keep passing. So that then comes down to, we have people that are in government and elected officials that are proposing and backing and passing these acts, these bills, these spending plans. And I don't know how to put an end to that personally, other than we got to elect some more officials. But hopefully there's a bigger plan at play there to rectify some of these things. But it's all like a movie in my mind. It's like a suspense thriller, cliffhanger drama turned slapstick comedy, because you got to walk that fine line. The Fed's walking the fine line. They're obviously manipulating markets, and they're buying stock, and they're buying up treasuries, and they're holding that 10-year yield at around 275 because we can't have that blowout, quite yet. So they're tampering these things down. So, where do we go from here? Anyone's guess. Obviously, again, back to the reasoning for my channel, the All In Metals. I go back to gold and silver, great things to own in the physical. Get as much as you can, be your own bank. for what may happen. I still advocate that the fiat dollar and the currency system that we're in will not be here for very long. No one knows the exact timing of that, but this current course with inflation and spending bills and continued stimulus, which they don't call stimulus but is continuing to inflate. And so that's not going to end anytime soon. The fact that rates are going higher but are barely up and barely off zero and basically at neutral right now is doing nothing to slow down or stop inflation, and every other thing and measure that's being put in place is just more inflationary. So I'm going to turn a little bit now to kind of the title of this video is hope, liberty, freedom. I just wanted to kind of go over, as you see in the pictures and what you'll see on screen, one of my favorite silver coins and I guess series is this Awakening series. I guess I would ask, are you awake based on this series? It's a good theme. I think it's trying to open the eyes of individuals to maybe more broadly what's going on. I'm not going to get into much of that right now, but I really just wanted to highlight this coin and what's on this coin because I think it's to me it represents some hope in all this madness. Not only that it's physical silver and representation there, but it's what's on there with regard to the liberty, the Amaji saying, this Sumerian saying. So I just want to read a little bit about this. So I'm going to read a little bit, and then I'll kind of point out some of these, and you'll see them on screen. But in the background on this design is the Amaji symbol. It's throughout the background, and this is believed to be the first written expression of the concept of liberty. A common interpretation of Amaji is a release from debt, slavery, taxation, or punishment. Which sounds great. The fiat dollar system, I think, is one that was designed to ultimately enslave us, indebt us, and keep us inflationary and striving to move ahead while almost standing still by its design. So you also see in the foreground the Stoic iconic figure of Lady Liberty, representation of that, of Libertas. She adorns a Phrygian cap, which is a soft conical cap with a top bent over. This eventually came to represent the freed slave, and eventually evolved to symbolize freedom throughout the 18th century of America. The U.S. Army has since 1778, just after we became a free nation, used a War Office seal, in which the motto "This will defend" is displayed directly over a Phrygian cap on an upturned sword. So this motto, "This will defend," is shown on the rim of the cap. The concept of liberty is timeless, universal, and integral to the manifest destiny that every American citizen is endowed. World wars have been waged over this very idea, and history will undoubtedly find itself repeated in time as the liberties of populations are eroded by illegitimate rulers who wear a mask of empathy. Our liberty must be defended now, as it has been throughout human history. I've said many times, you hear it many places, we are kind of in unprecedented times, so maybe it calls for unprecedented measures, which will hopefully be the outcome on the other side of everything that's going on. So, but anyway, it's a beautiful coin. This one happens to be a 5-ounce silver coin. I think this version has just come out in the 2-ounce variant or version. And this one was a 2000 coin limited mintage. I think the 2-ounce is maybe 20,000 minted. I've mentioned these places before, but a couple good places to purchase these are ST Bullion and Bold Precious Metals. I've gotten some from there. So I'm going to leave it at that. I just wanted to pop in with this video and some of these insights, and just some of my comments on what's currently going on. I know you all see it and live it every day. So again, I just am here to not financial advice, but just recommending continued purchase of precious metals in the physical form. So I'll see you next time. Thanks.